Welcome to a video tutorial working our way through arithmetic sequences. This video I want to get into graphing. As we deal with math, equations are nice, points are nice, formulas are nice, but sometimes it's just nice to see a good picture showing what's happening in our pattern. So we're working away arithmetic sequences. If you remember, we always have a starting value, so we need to know what our first term in our sequence is, and there's always a common difference. We call that D. So as I go from my number pattern, whatever I'm repeatedly adding over and over again, I'm adding the same thing. That's what makes my arithmetic sequence. So here we got a formula here. I'm told A sub n, this means any term in my sequence, is equal to, well, I start with -5. If I remember from the last lesson, this -5 is my first value. So the first term is -5 based off what that formula is telling me. From that -5, what's happening? I'm adding to that this positive value of 1.5. Adding 1.5, adding 1.5, adding 1.5. That's my common difference. So I'm going to put plus, or I'm going to put 1.5 there because that's my difference. That's what I'm adding. If I know those two things, I have enough to make a sequence pattern. My formula lets me find any other term that I want to. And if we write the first few, we can see, let's do that here. So we've got -5. If I add 1.5 to that, that's -3.5. If I add 1.5 to that, that's going to be -2. Add 1.5, we got -0.5. And add 1.5, and we get up to 1. So what do we have? We have the first term, the second term, the third term, the fourth term, and the fifth term. We just got listed out the first 5 terms of the sequence. Well, let's translate that into a graph. Here I've got a coordinate plane here. Again, there's 2 number lines that help me keep track of 2 different things going on. And what we're going to do is make the horizontal one the term, so the n, whatever n term of the sequence. And here we're going to make the value of the term at that sequence. So right here would be the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. And then what we're going to see, we're going to plot on this graph the value for each term. So for my first term, the value is -5. So I'm going to find for first term, -5, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 is right down there. I'm going to put a dot right here showing that on the first term of my sequence, so where the 1 is, it was a value of -5. The second term was -3.5. So let's find the 2 for the second term. We'll go down 1, 2, down 3, and 3.5, I got to do it in between the -3 and the -4. For the third term, it was -2, so there's a -2 right down there. For the fourth term was -0.5, -0.5, and the fifth term was 1. There we go. You can see my sequence forms a nice straight line pattern. I'm not going to draw a line through them because these aren't connected. It's just saying from -5, then I jump to -3, then I jump to -2, and jump to -0.5. So the pattern is we only make a dot in arithmetic sequences showing the exact value for that exact term. So the first term, -5, second term, -3.5, third term, -2, and so forth. I could keep finding terms, I could keep making dots, and based on this, I have a really good idea about where my dots are headed. All right, hopefully that is a helpful idea about how to take an arithmetic sequence and how to visualize it on a graph and making the correct dots in the correct places.